say, Gabriel. So I urge my colleagues to look at this and me and those children, not as hypotheticals, but looking at myself and others as real life stories that's standing in front of you.
Just vote to empower parents and encourage them to take responsibility and to be partners with these teachers.
22 yeas, 17 nays, Mr. President.
So the bill passes.
The way the bill is written, it says you can't have any classroom instruction. So what is classroom instruction? I mean, the problem is that it's so vague and overly broad. Most of what kindergarten through third grade is, tell me about yourself, tell me about your family, draw a picture of your family. And so for any child that has an LGBTQ family member or sibling, or if they have two dads, all of a sudden you're going to have that child not being able to talk about their two dads. They're not going to be able to talk about what their family did over the weekend. All of a sudden, the teacher has to say, no, sorry, we can't talk about that here. Basically, this is a government censorship bill.
I think we've finally gotten to the point where kids are really comfortable coming out to trusted faculty at school. And I think that taking away the security of that will really have a detrimental effect. I had a 7th grade teacher who would have like a little GSA after school on Fridays. He would just kind of open up his room and he would let us talk. And it was a really good way for me to see that there were other kids like me and that I wasn't alone. And it was a good way to meet friends, and just having an adult at school who I knew supported me and everyone else in the room was just really helpful to me figuring myself out.
Look at the bill and it says no sexual instruction in grades pre-K through 3. And so how many parents want their kindergartners to have transgenderism or something injected into classroom instruction?
I've also been a student for 13 years, so I'm fully aware there are not inappropriate conversations about anything related to the LGBTQ community going on in schools anywhere. If you walk into any elementary school in Florida, you are not going to hear any sort of inappropriate discussion other than, Emma has two dads, or, JoJo was born a boy, but now she's a girl. There is nothing that is developmentally inappropriate happening in schools right now.
It allows any parent to sue a school district if they think that any material or any instruction or any conversation that has been had in a classroom is inappropriate. And therefore, the school districts will be liable for damages, and it opens the door to all of these frivolous lawsuits. And in order to prevent being sued under this bill by parents who think that something is inappropriate, even though it is entirely appropriate, schools may self-censor themselves in order to avoid frivolous lawsuits.
We will not be victims. We will not be victims. We will not be victims.
This is part of a nationwide attack on LGBTQ individuals. It is a nationwide attack on free speech, and it is government censorship that we see happening across the country.